Good evening again. Welcome to the Special Council meeting of the 26th of April 2023. The meeting is hybrid and we have people joining the meeting remotely. The meeting is being streamed live and stored for later viewing. I can suspend the webcast if I think it will affect proceedings. A recording of the meeting will be published on the Council's YouTube channel. I'll now move to the agenda. Item 1. Are there any apologies for absence?
Councillor Devlin.
Thank you. Councillor Devlin. Item 2, declarations of interest. The Council's Code of Conduct requires elected members to declare any financial or non-financial interest they may have in any of the items on the agenda. Only one item on the agenda. Are there any declarations of interest? None indicated. Okay, this report, item 3, review of Community Council's scheme of establishment, is seeking the Council's approval of a draft revised Community Council scheme of establishment and associated Community Councillor complaints procedure, and to note the start of public consultation on both. If agreed, this will now take place with the results of the consultation being reported back to a future special meeting of the Council. Are there any questions or comments? Councillor Ireland.
Thank you very much, Provost. But just a couple of quick questions. On page 40, I think it is, item 3, I think it talks about the Community Council Liaison Officer. The Community Councils would need the Community Council Liaison Officer's agreement for a panel to be set up. Will there be a process by which we would, I suppose, what happens if the liaison officer does not agree that a panel should be set up? Will there be something put forward on that? And then if a panel is set up, it sounds from this that there might be councillors sitting on it. So will we meet at a future full council meeting to appoint members to that panel that would sit as we do with, I suppose, the appointments committee, etc. So will that be something that we take forward, or will it be drawn from all councillors, and how will that decision be made? Who sits on it? So that was my two questions around that.
Okay. What was the first page that you mentioned?
Yes, I think it's page.
Sorry, I think we all take your point about how is the panel, what's the process for the panel being established, and the first one was page 40. Yeah, the liaison officer. Okay then, so is it Jerry would be answering this question, or Vincent? One of the two, if you could respond to those 2 points.
Good evening. Can I respond to the last question first, Councillor? The procedure for choosing councillors really depends on where the complaint comes from. If there's an issue at a certain community council, it's better that we do not ask any of the local councillors who maybe attend regularly that community council to attend. And as we have done in the past, we would go to councillors who are not represented in that ward. They would go to a different ward councillor. And it's a case of, who would be available and who's free to do that. So that's kind of response to your second question. The first thing is about the things coming to the decision about going to a special review, a panel. Would that be it's in discussion, it's in agreement with the community council. And it says it on it, the first protocol would be for the community council to refer it to that, for the community council liaison officer to refer the complaint to that community council. However, and it has been our experience that some community councils may feel a bit fragile about dealing with a particular complaint, and through discussion it may be best if the panel dealt with a particular complaint. So it's in the light of experience that it may be the panel would be better positioned to deal with a complaint, and that would be through just a good discussion with an agreement with the actual community council concerned.
Okay, thanks. Does that answer your question, Councillor? And also, just as it says in the paper that there is consultation, So anybody who has any concerns about it could put in their views, and it will be brought back at a future meeting. Are there any other comments? Councillor Anderson, then Councillor O'Donnell.
Thank you, Provost. With regards to then, if a community council is not comfortable with hearing the initial complaint, because initially it would be the community council that would receive it. It has to go to a panel. I believe the appeals process also goes to a panel of councillors. So what would happen if it's already been in front of councillors and then the person appeals after that? Or am I getting it wrong, Vincent?
Yes, Councillor. I think if it goes to the panel, that's it. That would be a process. It would end at that point. There would not be a further appeal to the same panel. That's it. The appeals decision would be for when a community council deals with it, and there is a road for an appeal to that, and that goes to the panel.
Okay. Councillor O'Donnell, nobody else?
So, in discussion with the Council's monitoring officer, we do have a suggestion of an amendment to some of the wording, which I've already discussed with one of the group leaders, haven't received a response on the other one. And that is under paragraph 2.29, under bullying and harassment, where it refers to unwelcome emails. It's been suggested that we'd like to toughen that up a little bit in terms of the wording to be a bit more specific. So we'd like to amend that to emails, messages or notes which may be considered aggressive, intimidating or unreasonable in their tone, demands, volume or frequency. We think that's a little bit more explicit than just unwelcome emails. So that's for consideration.
Is that agreed, everybody? It is more specific rather than just unwelcome. I got lots of mail through my door that's very unwelcome, but I've got to deal with it. But so the term unwelcome was considered to be a bit vague, whereas this is more specific. Is that agreed? Okay, that's great. Anything else? Any other points, or can we agree the proposal? Oh, sorry, Councillor Anderson.
Thank you, Provost. I'm just wondering as well, that Jerry might be the best person to answer this, in terms of if someone then is completely unhappy with the whole process, can they go to a court of law beyond the decision that if they're unhappy with it?
Yeah, there is the opportunity to judicially review, and that's a vehicle that's open to anyone that wants to challenge a decision of a public authority in any context. But beyond that, there is no further internal mechanism for appeal beyond the panel.
Great, thank you.
Councillor Morrison.
Thank you very much, Provost. I've really just wanted to welcome this new framework and thank the officers for their input into it, because community councils play such a crucial role in their communities, and it's very important that those volunteers who take part in community councils can have confidence that the rules will be there to protect them and do what they do for our communities. So, thank you.
Okay, can we agree the report? Agreed? Okay. Thank you very much for your attendance, and thank you very much, Colin. I hope you enjoyed your first meeting of the Council. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll now conclude the meeting.